Dr. E.N.G. Marek Gruszecki. Philosophy of Being. Krakow, 2025. My 85th anniversary. Philosophical essay Does God Exist? Krakow, the 19th of April 2025.
Losing and Regaining Faith. Part 1. Can atheists go to heaven? Atheists can go to heaven, and the Pope confirms this. These words of Francis are quoted by all non-believers. What does God see in you? God knows our past, yet he sees extraordinary splendor in the present. We may be hurt, broken, and afraid, but God sees beauty in us. You may struggle with who you are, but God does not. God knows you because he created you, and in his love, he sees everything you are capable of being. Why do we sometimes lose faith? The influence of peer groups, the media, or a change of residence to a place where a different cultural worldview prevails can affect our spiritual views. Emotional volatility, emotions such as sadness, anger, or fear can lead to a temporary or permanent breakdown of faith. What causes a loss of faith in God? There may be many things in your life that cause you to feel a loss of faith. Whether it is stress, trauma, grief, or simply a feeling of disconnection from God and the world around you, it is important to assess these emotions. What happens when we lose faith? Losing faith can mean rethinking all aspects of your life, which can disrupt your relationships and life plans. But losing faith is not always a bad thing. You can use it as an opportunity to reevaluate your values, which can bring new spiritual life. How to overcome a lack of faith. To overcome unbelief, use your doubts as an opportunity to get to know God and strengthen your faith. Don't be afraid to ask questions, but go further. Seek answers from wise people and in the Word of God. Questioning, seeking, and knocking leads to stronger faith. How to find faith in God. If you want to find faith in God and establish a personal relationship with him, start by helping others and showing them love. This will result in special graces that will transform your soul. Then, gradually, you will begin to open up and experience the joy that God's love brings. Losing and regaining faith. Part 2. Periods of uncertainty and anxiety are a natural part of life for every man and woman. Life forces us to question and verify what seem true, absolute, and indisputable to us as children. It is easy for children to find God in everything, to encounter him in the big and small things of every day. How wonderful it would be to be able to retain that sense of security and faith so pure and absolute. As we grow up, we lose that freshness, that spontaneity. The vicissitudes of life put us to the test, and it is not always easy to maintain infinite trust in God, that sense of belonging to him that gave us a feeling of security and protection. On the contrary, sometimes it is precisely life events that distance us from God and make our faith unstable and inconsistent. This is normal. The nature of faith is not something immutable, but is subject to constant evolution. It grows and matures with us, following our inner development, adapting to our changes, reacting to what disturbs us or supports us, suffering from our mistakes and shortcomings. Like a plant, it must be cared for and cultivated, strengthened with the right nourishment, straightened if necessary, drawing on the experience and knowledge of great people who have studied the Spirit, drawing the best from it. So what are the tools for rediscovering faith? There is no universal recipe. Everyone must search within themselves to find their own path. The ones we propose are some of the possible ways that can be effective for everyone. Prayer is our way of talking to God, of connecting and harmonizing with him. Devoting even a few minutes a day to prayer or the Holy Rosary is certainly an important starting point for those who want to rediscover or strengthen their faith. The search for faith begins with working on self-knowledge. Let us turn inward, cutting ourselves off from our daily routine, claiming a moment of solitude and silence. Only then can we ensure the conditions that enable deep and conscious reflection on our lives. Realizing our faults will be one of the most important processes of growing self-awareness. Recognizing our faults is the basic starting point for correcting our behavior and attitudes. Faults are the most common and widespread practice of evil, which encompasses and connects most human beings. It is difficult to detect our faults, especially if we have not examined our conscience for a long time.
Conclusion. But Jesus, overhearing what was being said, said to the ruler of the synagogue, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Bible, Mark 5 verse 36. It will still be beautiful, despite everything. Just put on comfortable shoes, because you have your whole life to go through. John Paul II. Mathematics in Nature.